All right, today we're going to edit our simple extensions game. So it should be under My Projects once you are signed in. It'll be under My Projects. We'll click on Simple Extensions. And now what we want to do is we want to change our game a little bit. So we've got a couple things that we need to do. We need to make it longer, so it's more of a challenge for our player to solve. And we want to have it so that when the corgi hits the ground, it's game over. And we will want to add in a projectile to avoid. So first thing, let's go to our tile map. And instead of 50 by 8, we want it to, instead of 20 by 8, we want to make it 50 by 8. All right, so now it's going to be even longer. Click enter. Okay, so now you can see it's even longer. Let's erase some of the things we've got already. All right, we've got some walls there. Let's get rid of those walls. Okay, first things first, let's make a new finish line. So I'm gonna go aquatic, and I'm gonna have this be my finish line. And I'm going to draw that at the very end. So that will be the finish line for my player to hit. Now I wanna make the bottom fire, make it lava. So I'm gonna go to miscellaneous. And is it here? Yep, there it is. So under miscellaneous, I'm gonna click this, and I'm gonna put this all around the bottom because I think this kind of looks like fire. And oops, I went a little bit too high there, so I'm just gonna erase. There's a little bit there. And now obviously I'm gonna need to add some more blocks so that my player can get to, my corgi can get to the finish line. So I'm gonna go to dungeon, and I know that I like this. So I'm gonna put it right here, and then jump from there to there, from there to there. I'll put a couple down here for them to jump on, and then some there. Awesome. And then I'll do some up top here, or some down below here, and then I'll do some in the middle again, and then some up top, some down below, and then I'll go down here, put one right there, and then, or you could jump up top there. Perfect. And then these blocks that I just put, we need to make them walls so our player can stand on them and not go through them. Oops, I'll have to erase that last one. I did not want a wall there. Awesome, so we've added some new platform for a player to jump in, and we've added a lava bottom, and we've made it bigger. Awesome, so it should look a little different. There we go, and it does. Let's see. Okay, that looks good. So we will also need to add the code so that when our player hits the ground, it's game over. So I'm gonna go to scene, and I want on sprite of kind player overlaps the lava. We want to say game over lose. And let's just try that. Oh, I forgot to change it to lose. Let's reset. Oh no, game over lose. Okay, we did that. Let's see, we want to add in some projectiles that we will want to avoid. So we're gonna have things come flying at us, and if we touch them, it'll be game over. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to say how often I want them to come. So I'm going to go to game, on game update, and I'm going to say half a second is pretty quick. I'm going to say 2,000 milliseconds, which is actually 2 seconds. So every 2 seconds, we will have a projectile to avoid. So I'm going to go to sprites now, and I want set projectile to projectile from side. And let's click on this gray box. And what should be the enemy? I'm going to have the enemy be a fish. That's what we want to avoid. There we go. Except it's coming from the same place every time. So in this from side with Vx and Vy, let's make that random. So I'm going to go to math. I'm going to find pick random. I'm going to put that in Vx. And then I'm going to grab another one, and I'm going to put that in Vy. I'm going to change it -50 to 50. And I'm going to do the same thing for the Vy, -50 to 50. All right, so now let's see. There we go. And they're coming in random every 2 seconds. Cool. All right. And we want to do the code so that if our player runs into those projectiles, we want it to be game over. So I'm going to go down to on overlap. So on sprite kind of player, or Corgi is a player, overlaps with not a player, but a projectile. We want to go to game and say game over lose. All right. And that's